Hello, everyone, and welcome to the majestic Road Atlanta circuit. We get ready for a little bit of prototype racing around this absolutely fantastic circuit. DJ Clark up here in the booth, ready to bring you along the way. And there's the number 93 of Raiden Nickel. And Jason, that car looked quick yesterday. Got to be quick again here today.
Yeah, I mean, he was in a league of his own yesterday. He's a fast driver. I was watching some video after the race at turn 12. Amazing. Sliding through turn 12.
That's got to be one of the most terrifying things in the world, to lose the car coming around through turn 12. I know there would be some definite puckerage, I think is the word to be able to use. But here as they go, looking down through the rest of the order, that's the 500 Judd Miller. One of my favorite liveries in the grid. Judd with a really, really distinctive car there, obviously, in that Revolution 500 SC, running the number 500. And you always got to like a car that has a little bit of Star-Spangled Awesome on it.
Yeah, we call him Captain America. So, yeah, all these drivers have nicknames, so that's Captain America to everyone in the paddock.
Well, there you go. We're going to have to pry you on some of these nicknames if they're safe for TV as this race goes along. But there we take a look over the course of this all. And, you know, we go from racing in the F1600s last time out where it was all about that draft, all about the lack of downforce. Here with these Radicals, with the Revolutions, with the Sebecos, all of these cars, it's a little bit different. You can lean on that car a little bit more. You can trust it a little bit more.
Yeah, absolutely. Using that downforce, use the tires in the slow corners, but in the fast corners, let the downforce hold the car down and just commit.
Yeah, I mean, you just got to commit, and you've got to have faith in the car. That's really and truly the truth. But Captain America would be proud there as we see the flag waving on pit exit. As Captain America goes by the flag here at this point, drivers working their way out and on through. Now, it is going to be interesting. I'm particularly curious to see what the likes here of Jim Downing are going to be able to do. That Kudzu yesterday looked like they had a little bit of an issue, a little bit of a spin.
Yeah.
Going to be starting down in 17th. I think that's going to be a car on the move.
Yeah, for sure. He was definitely moving up the order until he had a mechanical yesterday. Had a crazy restart there where he came down the hill and jumped the green a little bit, but he's ready to go.
Yeah, ready to go, as are we here at this point. Drivers working their way along through the Cube 3S's. Going to be trying to get themselves around, get a little bit of warming in the tires here, I've got to imagine, because, well, I am a thin-skinned Southern Californian. I will admit it. That is where I have lived for 10 years. It's chilly. I'm sure there are some that will disagree with me, but I'm in a little bit of a sweater when I'm walking around outside, and that's exactly the kind of weaving I would expect. They got to get some heat in these tires because it's not great.
They absolutely do, and these Hankooks, they don't warm up the fastest, so they're all on the Hankook C52 tires, and they got to get some heat, use the brakes to generate some heat, as likely only one pace lap here, and then they're going to be ready to go.
Yeah, and so I think that will kind of mean, at least my anticipation for that is going to be the fact that you may wait a little bit to go for the absolute attack push lap. I wouldn't be going full bore on this first lap with cold tires.
Yeah, I know. Talking to some of the drivers this morning, I know that Marco Cincetti there in second place, he's got to give it everything on the first lap so that the Radical doesn't get away from him like yesterday. But further back in the field, I'm sure they're going to let the tires come up to temperature before they're fully committing through turn 12.
Yeah, they're going to be trying to watch out for it here. Not a lot of weaving going down the back straightaway. That's because we're forming up into the 2x2 order. I believe that the lights are out on the Ginetta safety car here as they go. Working their way on through. Indeed, lights are out here at this point. They're going to get ready to go. It's going to be Raiden Nickel and Marco Cincetti up at the front of the field. Nolan Aller, who was just up with me in the booth, unfortunately they had a problem with that Panos DP01, not going to be able to head their way out on track. But Nickel, Cincetti, bring the cars out and around. Pace car dives down into pit lane as they work their way through turn 12. All eyes going towards the flag stand here at this point. And there goes the green. We are racing here in Road Atlanta. It is a great getaway. Oh, contact in the back. And that's going to be two cars spun around on the main straight.
Charlie Locklear and the 94 car.
Oh, my goodness, and I didn't see what happened. You caught it out of your eye.
Yeah, it looked like Locklear got on the curb coming down on the inside of turn 12 and got sideways into the 94. That looks like Dario Cangelosi.
Oh, and then we take a look out of the windows here at this point. That was a pretty hefty hit there for them. Full course yellow is out and being displayed, as you can imagine. Full course caution here out on the circuit after that wicked hit coming down out of turn 12.
Yeah, cars down to pace car speed here. Looks like Locklear's got some left rear suspension damage. We can't see the 94. Looks like the door is open on the 94. Driver should be okay. It just looked like Locklear got onto the curb and got sideways into the passenger side of the Sebeco 94 there.
Yeah, at this point, we keep our eyes down on the back straightaway here right now. Everybody just trying to getting their way around. There we see those safety cars here working their way on through. It will continue to be Nickel and Cincetti leading at the front of this field. There is the white flag being displayed out on track. Now, that is not to indicate one lap to go. That is to indicate that there is a slow-moving vehicle on the circuit, and that is obviously the tow vehicles here for these cars. So that's going to bring them out right now, and they're going to bring their way down this main straightaway. But again, full course yellow being displayed here at this point. And we are going to take a quick commercial break. We'll be back with you in just a few moments' time.
Hungry for SVRA action? Well, the best way to enjoy classic auto racing is with a delicious classic from Mission Foods. Green flag your race-watching snacks with Mission's mouth-watering race day recipes. Try some of our tasty tacos, piled high nachos, fresh chips with guac, and more. So gear up your ride and fuel up those stomachs with delicious Mission Foods. Now that's too fast, too tasty.
The Mission Foods Laguna Seca Speed Tour returns to WeatherTech Raceway, Laguna Seca, May 3rd through the 5th, featuring the Trans Am Series presented by Pirelli Western Championship, the Sports Car Vintage Racing Association, PSSA International GT, Historic Trans Am, Toyo Tires 2.5 Challenge, Optima Ultimate Street Car, and Saturday you can take part in the Haggerty Cars and Caffeine Car Show. You do not want to miss the Mission Foods Laguna Seca Speed Tour, May 3rd through the 5th. For tickets, simply go to WeatherTechRaceway.com.
Welcome back to Michelin Raceway Road, Atlanta. We continue to circulate under safety car conditions here at this point. There they are, working their way down the back straightaway. It is Rayden Nickel leading from Marco Cincetti. Judd Miller in that beautiful number 500 machine. Mucha in fourth, and then Zach Mosley in fifth. If you're just joining us, had a big coming together going down into the opening lap here at this point, and two drivers involved here. DJ Clark up in the booth alongside Jason Miller as we continue to circulate under those yellow flag conditions.
Yeah, so these guys now, they're just going to be focused on trying to keep their cool, get some heat in the tire. You see Marco there weaving back and forth to keep temperature in these Hankook tires, hoping we go back to green soon.
Yeah, hoping we go back here at this point, and I can report that I do see both drivers up and out of the car walking on their own 2 feet. So that is great news, as that was a pretty nasty lick. I mean, thank goodness they weren't at full speed, that they were taking off here at this point, but definitely some damage sustained to those cars. So very happy to see both drivers able to get up and walk away.
Yeah, absolutely. These cars are built with safety in mind. The Revolutions and the Sebecos both have carbon pieces in them. Revolution's a full carbon tub, so FIA certified. Safety's number one for these guys. Looks like Jasek moved up a little bit on that first lap behind the 500 of Judd Miller in that Cadillac DPI.
Yeah, not surprised there with that DPI. I mean, we've talked about it before. That is certainly a car here at this point that is familiar to this circuit. That Cadillac DPI has run here many a time. I don't know the statistics on if it has been able to take a win at Petit Le Mans or not, but one that has been certainly always competitive here regardless.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the fastest lap here, it has the lap record for DPI to 108 with Felipe Nasr at the wheel, so that car is definitely capable around here.
Yeah, it's certainly capable, and we anticipate the return of, let's call it DPI 2.0. Is that what we're able to call it? The GTP class coming back with IMSA in October for Petit Le Mans, where you get to see more of these incredible cars like that race in the PSSA head their way out onto the circuit. Looks like cleanup continuing to go on, but that DPI doing a lot of weaving back and forth, and that's one of the more higher downforce cars, and so it may not have as much mechanical grip because it relies on that downforce as possible. So when you get going off of a restart and those tires are cold, that's very sketchy.
Yeah, for sure. And that's the great thing about the PSSA is giving a place for cars that are retired out of IMSA and other series to come race alongside all these new sports racers and smaller prototypes like the Radicals, Revolutions, and Sabecos. But having these Oricas and the Audis sometimes come out and run with us. It's a great mix, and these guys like to have somewhere to race.
Yeah, I mean, it's you never want to see race cars like this go to waste. They are so more beautiful. They are such beautiful machines, and you want to see them go. And good news here for our race fans, one more lap, and we will return to green flag conditions. That is what we are being told by race control here at this point. And with that, want to give massive credit to the safety crews here at Road Atlanta. That was a pretty hefty lick, and for it to be able to be cleaned up this quickly is no easy feat.
Yeah, absolutely. These tracks have top-notch safety teams, and you need that along with the corner workers to alert the drivers and our new Flagtronic system that some of the drivers are running to alert them in the car, keep them apprised of what's going on.
Yeah, and that new system here being put across the board and Flagtronic really being a great way to keep those drivers informed. Basically, for those that don't know, it is, in layman's terms, a system that shows you what flag is being displayed up on your dashboard, so you never have a moment where you're coming into a corner and miss the fact that you're under yellow.
Yeah, for sure. Technology at its finest.
Exactly. There is no better technology than technology that keeps us, and more importantly, keeps drivers safe. That is the always kind of stuff that you want to see. There is the number 95 machine that we keep an eye on here at this point. That, of course, being driven by Zach Mosley, that Revolution A1 500 SC, little black, white, and blue machine. Very pretty livery, and Mosley currently running in 5th place right now.
Yeah, and it looks like Nathan Bird's out in a different car than he was yesterday. He's in that red Formula car there. So he's right behind the pace car, and he's ahead of Raiden Nichols. So we'll see how that goes on the restart. But, yeah, we're starting, should have less than one lap before we go back to green.
Yeah, that's what we were being told by race control, is that we would be going back to green flag conditions after this. Oh, love that view that you can see there, physically actually seeing the drivers working the wheel back and forth as they come down the straightaway, just trying to put as much momentum into those tires, build as much energy as possible.
Yeah, and as these tires cool down, they'll pick up the rubber that other series have laid down. So until they scrub those back and forth to get that clag, we call it, off the tires. So they've got some fresh rubber to go back to green here.
Yeah, and they'll be able to do that. And when we talk about that weaving back and forth, 9 times out of 10, that's actually what they're doing. A lot of folks think that weaving is really to bring the tires up to temperature. Yes, that helps, but you almost do that more by accelerating and braking more than anything else.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, some of these guys will be holding the brake pedal a little bit as they're going down the straight. Accelerate, brake hard, not too hard so you don't lock up, but the best way to get the tires up to temperature is through the wheels, through the brakes.
Certainly is here at this point, but cleaning up that clag off the tires right now is the number 84 machine. That's Clay Keel, and that's Sabeco. gotta say, it's got a certain Nissan vibe to it, certainly like back in the day that they used to run. And with that sort of low-slung chassis that we talked about in that low rear wing, it really does kind of give me those old GTP vibes.
Yeah, GTP, Camel GT, and the 300, I think it's called the ZXP, I think, from back in the day. But, yeah, and it has a little bit of Peugeot vibes there with the new the new hypercar with no rear wing. So using the floor to create the downforce, all these cars have diffusers under the car that'll smooth the air and suck it to the ground. We were talking about it last night. Some of these cars are able to drive technically upside down, the amount of downforce that they make. And, yeah, it looks like they got Bird moved out of the way there. He got up the wave around. So this is one thing we worked on overnight, was to make sure that we didn't have any lap traffic in front of the leader as we go back to green here. So Bird's going to get the wave around, and Raiden Nickel will be directly behind the pace car.
All right, so here we go. Raiden Nickel and Marco Cincetti. That's going to be the battle up at the front of the field. Cincetti right behind Nickel. He does not want to let him get away. Well, what does Judd Miller have to say about it? Green flag in the air. We are back to racing conditions here at Road Atlanta. It's a huge jump for Raiden Nickel up at the front of the field. He is absolutely going to get a blitz on it. Jacek Mucha, though, in that Cadillac DPI, trying to make a little bit of a look. Russell and Mosley taking opposite lines down into turn one. Looks like it's going to work out a little bit better there for Mosley.
Yep, looks like Mosley's catching up to Mucha here.
Starting to catch up a little bit. There's one of the few open wheel machines, open wheel variants. That's a Ligier Formula 4 machine, currently driven by Javier Das. Javier doing a good job to be able to keep up to the back there of Ben Cooper. 97 brings its way around as well, that being Russell Allen in that Sebeco NPO1 machine. He's going to bring his way down through the corner right now, through Customers Bank, turn 6, leading his way back around here, and they get their way onto the back straightaway. Raiden Nickel continues to lead, but it's going to be a big run here for all these drivers in the draft.
Yep, we're looking at, what are we looking at there? We got one car moving up fast. I don't know if Russell Allen might have had a mechanical, but Raiden Nickel comes through start-finish here. Got a bit of a lead. Cincetti and then Miller.
And that unmistakable growl of Jacek Mucha coming across the line as well. Also looking a little bit farther back, that was Gary Gray that you just saw come on through. Gary Gray running up in 11th place in that Radical SR8. Always love to see a good Radical make their way on through the field. Right now is there. The 456 brings its way on through. That's Harry Colson running in 13th place. Another one of those Sebecos in the NPO1.
Yeah, Sebecos, 3 different configurations here running this weekend. We've got the 2-liter Mazda engine spec class in PS3. Then we've got the Evo car, which also runs in PS3, detuned a little bit. And then we've got the new SPX car, which Ben Cooper, one of the owners of Sebeco, is running this weekend in PS2.
And love to see that bit of variety that Sebeco is able to bring to any race weekend. It's one of the things that makes them such a great and welcome addition into this paddock. As they are diving down into turn 6 is the number 50, Madison Prince, behind the wheel of that Sebeco, another one of the NPO1 machines. As we said, currently running in 14th position. Got a little bit of breathing room going on down through the straightaway, but your leader is coming across the start-finish line right now as things continue to go.
Yeah, and Raiden Nickel now just set the fastest lap of the race with a 1:19.1. That could be his fastest lap around this circuit, pushing on to the 1:18s almost.
Almost here at this point. Good battles all throughout the rest of the field. There is Bird that we mentioned a little bit earlier. As we said, that JDR anomaly back through the field. That's the number 33 on your screen right now. Ben Cooper in the Sebeco SPX as he works his way up through turn 1.
Yep, SPX, 250 horsepower. A little bit more power than the other Sebecos out there, and it's great to see them. We had a little social event last night at their shop just 10 minutes away from Road Atlanta, and we got to see all these cars being built there.
that had to be an incredible experience. I mean, to be able to see that and all the different engine configurations, that'd be like a kid in a candy shop with that.
Oh, yeah. Yep. I think people were ready to put in an order when they got there. Yeah.
I could see that. I could see that right now with me calling up my girlfriend and being like, "Can we please buy a race car?" No.
They're just looking at Clay Keel there. He owns a winery down in Florida, and he's running under the 9-4 Motorsports camp. 9-4 Motorsports running out of Huntsville, Alabama. There's Raiden Nickel sliding that Radical.
There's a big twitch there in that Radical coming through the Cube 3S's. He's got a lead here of 4 seconds, nearly call it almost 5 seconds. But I'll tell you what, he's not backing off. He's pushing.
Yeah, full commitment from Raiden. Working everything that Radical has. And he just went faster again, 119.0. Marco down to 120.3 and Judd Miller at a 122.4.
Yes, and very good lap times there. And I've got to say here, I mean, yes, it's 1.2 seconds the difference between Nickel and Cincetti, but certainly a very good one. Got a good little battle here starting to form out on your screens right now. This is going to be between Gobel Newsom and Herbert Das. Now, that's Newsom and then number 99 Sebeco, and then that Ligier Formula 4 right there on your screen, that's Das.
Yeah, and Gobel Newsom, he's running the spec, the NASA Elon spec car. So it's a 2-liter Mazda engine, 193 horsepower, and it looks like it's matching up well with the Formula 4 here. They're having a good battle on track as they go through turn 6.
Yeah, he's going to keep that coming up through turn 7 right now. Going to get a nice little benefit of the slipstream. Dare I say even a double slipstream there, as that's Clay Keel in front in that Sebeco, the white, blue, and red, the sort of GTP-inspired Nissan livery that we saw. It'll probably give Das just a little bit of the double, but look at that extend for Gobel Newsom down the straightaway, the straight line speed of that Sebeco coming into play.
Yeah, and it looks like they might be catching up to Clay Keel a little bit here. Oh, Keel with a spin at turn 10B.
Yeah, that's coming through the Bennett Bridge Hall turn 10 sequence, and he just spun it around here at this point. So that's going to move them up through the order, and dare I say, break up that fight a little bit, because it looked like there that Das really backed off the pace.
Yeah, we'll see if he can get that refired. It might bring out a full course yellow here and bunch the field back up as we have about 8 minutes to go.
Yeah, not a whole lot of time here left on the clock. I think it's actually only about 3 minutes to go by my mark.
Yeah, sorry, 4 minutes, yeah. Yep. And there's Gary Gray and his SR8. Twin Hayabusa engines put together into a V8 configuration. Very cool car.
And it looks like we do have another full course yellow being displayed here. So unfortunately, it looks like that Sebeco not being able to get refired. And I've got to say, with only about 3.5 minutes left on this clock, I'm not entirely sure we're going to get this race going back under green before everything is said and done.
Wouldn't it be cool if we did?
Oh, it'd be great. I desperately want it to. Don't get me wrong. I just tend to be a little bit of a nihilist sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, this kind of same thing happened yesterday with Madison Prince spinning at turn 6, and the battery was dead. And so that's why he couldn't get refired and brought out a full course yellow yesterday. But let's hope we can get this car moved out of the way and get this Ginetta safety car back into the pit lane and go for one lap of green flag at the end here.
Yeah, that would be absolutely fantastic if we were to be able to do that here at this point. Yellow flags still continue to be in the air as everybody works their way back around, getting ready to form up behind that Ginetta safety car here as they go. And checkered flag is being displayed here at this point. We are going to get the checker. I see it in the flagman's hand as they come on through. So unfortunately, the optimism doesn't come through. We're going to finish this race under yellow.
Still a lot of good battles out there on track, and Raiden Nickel still unstoppable in the Radical. He just pulled away and maintained that battle and just lap after lap 119s. So
Yeah, I mean, just an absolutely remarkable run for Raiden Nickel, taking victory yesterday, looking almost assuredly that he will take victory here today as the checkered flag does indeed fly for Raiden Nickel. Marco Cincetti will come across the line in P2, and then as I learned, it was Captain America that will take P3. That's Judd Miller in the number 500 Revolution 500 SC.
Yep, and then further down the order, you got Jacek Muka in the Cadillac DPI, Zach Mosley in the Revolution 500, and then Mark Rusty Russell in the Classic Car Manhattan Revolution, Ben Cooper in the Sebeco SPX, and it looks like Russell Allen is going to take his first win in the PS3 class.
Yeah, indeed he is. That Sebeco NPO1 Evo is going to be able to take that. One of my actually favorite paint schemes that I saw over the course of this weekend is I love orange on a race car, and you very rarely see some good orange. So always love to see that popping out there, and a good run for Russell Allen to be able to claim that. And what has to be said is a very competitive PS3 category.
Yeah, and talking to the Sebeco people last night, it looks like there's a big groundswell around PSSA, the Sebeco group, and they've sold a lot of cars, and Road America is going to be an exciting round.
I can't wait. And I'll be back with you for that one, so I will be around for all of that, and that is going to be what that is. But, folks, that is going to wrap up our coverage here for SVRA and PSSA. It's been a pleasure to bring you to that. We're going to go to a quick commercial break and be with you in just a few minutes.
Okay, so pretend this is your race car. It's on the trailer, and you have an accident. Ouch! At least your truck's insurance will pay for another one? Yeah, not so fast. Standard insurance won't replace your race car, whether it's in the trailer, in the paddock, in the garage, or the repair shop. But at Hagerty, we can protect it for what it's really worth anytime it's off the track. No matter what or where you race, offer less than a set of race tires. Hagerty, let's drive together.
You've got a business to run, big and heavy products to ship, and customers who need them now. When you've got the right driver and the right equipment, you can bet on a spectacular result. Bennett understands complex logistics and puts the best team, the most time, and the latest technology into every customer relationship. So you can sit back, relax, and enjoy the race. Let us handle the rest.
Together, we can move anything.